So I've just got a new book out with Contraband Books, and it's called A Yarn Narrative. And what I did as part of my response to working in a Yarn Wood, which is down in Dartmoor, was to take samples from about 10 different sites from around the wood. So for example, I took samples from the base of a tree, so you had all sorts of things in there, and then wrote a poem about that particular site, pulped that poem, so you kind of destroy the page to a certain extent, not entirely, so there are still readable bits of the poem, mulch it together with the material taken from the ground, and then you remake it. So you put all of this in water, and you put your page making frame, and you bring it up through the water, and so you remake your page, and the page has within it both your text and elements from that particular site. And so I made 10 different pages from 10 different sites, and then took those pages back to where I'd taken them from, put them there, and photographed them decaying in situ. So the book has both the photographs of the decayed text and the poetry itself, and the cover is all of the images overlaid. And so yeah, that's an example of working with decomposing text. And I'm really interested in how things begin to decompose. And you know, I think with the page there is this real sense of kind of human control. You know, we've cut down the tree, we've bleached it out of all recognition, we've put it into a rectangular space, and we're going to then forget about it and put whatever we want on top of it. So it's all about human expression, forgetting about environment. And that, to me, feels like a very strong testimony to the human relationship to environment, that we gather it for our own purposes and forget about what it is and what it does, as long as it's doing what we want it to do. And so putting that page, that kind of bleached, controlled, humanified thing back into the landscape, and it beginning to rot, and that rot threatening the language that has kind of boxed the environment into this thing, is a really powerful message for me. You know, it's a kind of reclaiming and sort of environment fights back kind of thing. So, you know, I think it's an important reminder, but I think it's also exciting, thinking, you know, actually, when we loosen our grip a little bit, what is the world around us saying that we're maybe not looking hard enough at, or listening carefully enough to?